Welcome back, guys, to another episode of Behind the Scenes at Solent Turf. We're documenting our David versus Goliath battle as we try to launch a builders merchants alongside our 50-year-old family turf farm, competing against huge private equity money and some of the oldest companies around. As always, smash that like button and hit subscribe to continue watching our journey and see if these two underdogs can cause an upset. I'm Jack, he's George, and this is Building a Family Business, episode 27. Cue the music. Good morning, and welcome back to another behind the scenes episode of our little vlog series that we run here at Solent Turf. It is Monday today, bank holiday Monday, so I hope everyone's having a good Easter. I've got this little pooch with us today. It's going to be the mascot this week, who I'm really enjoying having around. I think I might have to get myself one of these. But yeah, like I say, bank holiday weekend. The business has been shut, so I've just been having a little break, catching up with some stuff. Typical me, I'm not good with downtime really. I have to fill my day with something. I've gone full acquisition mode. I've been looking for suitable businesses that I can acquire and add on to us. So the plan is this week is we've got some more rain about, so we need to make the most of that. There's a few applications that I want to get on before the rain disappears again and we go back into a drought. And on that as well, we need to get our speedy rain system set up. The little irrigation reel we bought a couple of weeks ago. We get all that set up and working and making sure it runs all right, so that when that time does come, we're ready to jump on with some irrigating, which I'm quite excited to test actually, using this little irrigation reel. We've only used water bowser before, which I don't really think it's that effective. It's good for softening up the ground ahead of what we're trying to cut, but actually putting some health back into the grass and greening it up, don't really get that good a result from it because it's just too much. It's a lot of water all in one go. It's not consistent enough. A lot of it runs off. So yeah, excited to try this new system, see if we get a better result and help improve our quality, which is something I'm working very hard on, very passionate about. I really want to get our quality as good as we possibly can. It's time to try and experiment and look into new ways of doing things, new innovations. You've got to evolve, haven't you? Otherwise you get left behind. So that's also exciting actually to look into that and see what we can do with that. What else is happening? My dad, I'm pretty sure my dad's in work today actually. He's gone over the fields to just have a look around and check that everything's okay, see how the fields are looking, what mowing needs doing, so that we're sort of one step ahead when we get back in tomorrow. One thing we're really lacking with is the stock control out in the yard. There's so much materials that needs adding in, and we're now at the point it's not really very good, because if certain things get ordered, we probably haven't got it in stock, which was a massive thing I said that I wanted to avoid from day one, is having to tell customers that, sorry, we haven't got that product in stock, because in that business, that is not good enough and we will lose customers for it. So we need to, I might even do that this afternoon, get over there, do a stock take, make a list, so that first thing tomorrow, my mum in the office can get the products in and stock back up by the end of the week. And George, what is George up to? George is going into his last week on the tools. I am very jealous. Yeah, that's going to be a big change. And I think one he's really looking forward to. He's looking forward to a new challenge. He's going to start his new role, and that will completely change the business of how we've known it for the last 10 years. So yeah, all in all, very exciting times ahead. I'm going to go and try and enjoy the last bit of the Easter weekend. I know my girlfriend's got me a list of DIY jobs that need completing. I'm sure I'm not the only one with that. Me and George had managed to cut a tree down in the garden yesterday, which was a little bit hairy. I'm not really one for heights, so I didn't enjoy that. We've still got to clear it, so that's another job to get done today. I think George is going to come back with the tractor and trailer, park that on the drive, and we'll chuck it all in there later to get rid of it. And have some brownie points. And then yeah, it'll be back to business as usual tomorrow. So I will see you then.
You can't park there, sir.
What, bruv?
Oh, bruv, if that was you, you'd be ringing me, come and stop the traffic, I've got a back in off the road.
Happy Easter to you too. You play golf this weekend?
Yes, I'm playing today as well though.
What did you shoot?
3 over.
Not too bad.
And I've got a match today against Seb, one of the other boys in the scratch team, so.
Alright, we've had a personalised George's golf tip of the week come in from Luke, engineering Luke.
My golf tip of the week for Luke is to actually play golf.
And also golf attire has moved on since the 1960s, if you remember the golf day.
Yeah. Nobody wears a tank top with cords and a bucket hat anymore, Luke. So maybe my golf tip of the week for you is to get a new wardrobe.
It's Tuesday and we are back. Nice early start this morning. It's currently 5 AM. We got an Arctic coming into the yard at 6. We seem to be doing more and more 5 AM starts, which I'm not a fan of. I'm more of a night owl personally, more than an early starter. But what can we do? I've got loads to do over the farm before we get started this morning as well. Where it's been the Easter bank holiday weekend, we've moved everything off the farm. All the gates are barricaded up. So I've got a lot of work to do before I can get up and running this morning. And then we've got lots to get on with. Plenty of turf to cut. I need to get some orders in for some materials in the landscaping yard. I'll order what I can over the phone out in the field. And then liaise with my mum back in the office who will pick up anything else that needs submitting via email. I need to get the contract sent out for the new job role. And George has got some jobs that he needs to price this afternoon. So that is what we're doing today. Nice early start.
Lovely, isn't it?
Big day.
It seems like the norm now, doesn't it?
I was just saying that these early starts are getting far too often. I'm not a fan. Anyway, let's do it. It is Wednesday lunchtime. The bank holiday weekend's throwing me. Yeah, Wednesday today. I've only just got over to the field actually. I had a personal matter to take care of this morning, so I'm a bit late over to the field. Yeah, a bit gutted actually. I've just found out that whilst I was away this morning, that the new applicant that was starting next week has now withdrawn. So I can't believe it. The second time that's happened now. So really gutted about that. I'm going to try and have a chat with them later today, see if there is anything that we can do. Otherwise back to the drawing board on that front, which is a bit of a shame. It feels a bit deflating amongst the whole team as well. I know George is very excited to get into his new job role and kick on with that. I was only joking with him this morning that a few weeks ago was his last full working week on the lorry, because we've had the bank holiday weekend, then it's a short week this week, and then next week he was only doing a half week and he would have been handing over. But yeah, not to be. I'm a big believer that everything happens for a reason, so I'm sure another door will open now, but it still is frustrating. Probably not going to film much today because I am behind now. I need to catch up. You've missed the lorries going out. George and my dad have already been in and gone. George's got a full load on that he's multi-dropping around all over the place. And then he's got more jobs that he's out looking at this afternoon. He's got a big one that he's out looking at. And then he'll be back into the office, pricing them up and sending out quotes. My phone's been blowing up on the drive all the way over here. Hands-free, of course. and more orders coming in. I think I've just worked it out then. There's about 40 bulk bags that are going out in the next week and a half. So I need to phone that through to the office and make sure that we're stocked up on those, because that will probably wipe us out. So yeah, I'm going to crack on and do some work now, and I will catch up with you later on in the day and update you on the planning application progress of the new barn, which is also very frustrating and like pulling teeth. I've come out for a little walk over our newest seed just to have a look at how the grass is growing out here. In certain areas it's quite thick, but I'm more interested in what's growing out here that shouldn't be growing. So what weeds have germinated and starting to take over, and there is a lot of broadleaf weeds that have now germinated in it and growing quite strong. So we're just going to make a little note and measure out the acreage over here so that when we're back later we can order up some chemical and we can put a weed selective treatment over all of this to get them weeds out of it. And it looks like the grass seed that we put in a few weeks ago over on this section is now really starting to germinate and take off. And that bit of rain we've had doesn't look like it's done any damage either. So that's a very good result. Now that that's started germinating and how the weather's been, that won't be long at all, and that'll be a complete green covering. All of these fields around here, we set ourselves a little target that we wanted to try and get them harvest ready within 12 months, which is not something we've been able to achieve before. And looking at it, it's still very thin, so I think it's going to be a struggle. I'm going to do everything I can to try and achieve that, because it'll be really good for the business if we are able to. It just means that we can turn the fields around so much quicker, which will ultimately then save us money on rent. So the update on the planning application is there is no real update. Honestly, the whole thing is just getting dragged out for so long now. They're now looking into the biodiversity net gain and how we're going to offset that, whether we can do it. Well, originally they were talking about purchasing tokens, which just seems like legal bribery to me. It's in like the tens of thousands. Or whether we've now put back in to see if we can do something on site, which just seems crazy to me either way, because we're not a big house builder throwing up loads of houses on greenbelt land. We're a small family agricultural business trying to expand and build an agricultural barn on an existing piece of hard standing. So the whole thing is baffling to me and very annoying actually, and I'm going to say it's not good enough. It needs to be made easier for small businesses to be able to evolve and grow and invest in new infrastructure without having all this red tape thrown in front of them that they have to jump through, which comes at a massive cost and a huge time inconvenience as well. But luckily, we're not trying to do something really critical where we need this in order to keep our business going, but there will be people out there that are in that situation. They need to adapt quickly and they're not able to because of the planning constraints. It's ridiculous. But yeah, before I get too wound up at that and go political, because we don't do politics on this channel, I'm going to sign out for Thursday. I'll see you tomorrow. It's already Friday, very short week this one. I've just cut a little bit of turf out in the field. My dad and George are out on deliveries. They got a lot of turf going out today. We had an Arctic come in this morning. We got a full load of soil to go and pick up. There's a full load of bagged aggregate to go and pick up. I'm out on a laying job this afternoon, which I'm just getting ready for now. I'm just going to lock the field up, barricade everything up for the weekend, and then get out on that laying job. So yeah, like I say, a bit of a short week this one, but that is what we're up to today. That's that laying job all finished. It went down really well. We had two little sections at the front to do and the back garden. So I am now just pulling back into the yard. We're going to get unloaded. We've had a load of aggregate bulk bags go out today and a lot more orders coming for next week as well. So I'm going to get unloaded now and back into the office with my mum to put an order together. Get that in as quick as possible so that we've got the stock for next week. So that's what I am doing to finish today. Back to the studio. Well, that is it for another week, guys. Felt like another short episode, this one. It was the bank holiday weekend just gone, so it was only a 4-day week anyway. And on top of that, I had some personal issues to deal with at the beginning of the week. We've had some family emergencies. George and I attended a funeral for an absolute legend. We also had the news of the applicant that was about to start withdrew. So yes, I don't know, it's just been a bit of a deflating week. I've not really been on my A game. So yeah, it's not really been a fun week, this one. But moving on to next week, what have we got on? Just checked over the calendar. We had a lot more orders come in today. So I've just seen my niece has drawn a nice line across my table. So thank you for that. Anyway, I digress. Yeah, we still need to get the lorries resprayed. Probably noticed that lorry is still running around red. Now everybody do me a favour because I'm blaming not the Stig for this. Call him out in the comments, tell not the Stig he needs to build the sides for the lorry so that we can get it resprayed. He's refusing to work for us anymore. Apparently he's too busy, he's far too important these days to work for a little small turf farm and their silly little YouTube video. So let's call him out in the comments and say, the man with no face, the not the Stig, build the sides. I also want to sort George's lorry out. I feel we're missing a real good marketing opportunity with the 2 lorries on the road and the amount of bulk bags that we're delivering. So I need to look at getting George's lorry sprayed, which I don't think we can because he went and put his crane through the top of the cab and just pushed a massive dent into it. So trying to do like a respray job on that I think is going to be impossible. But it is in the pipeline to swap that lorry out for a newer one at some point. So we'll look at it then. But yeah, and also bulk bags. I want to get branded bulk bags. Like I say, we're sending out so many bulk bags sat on the side of the road in people's front gardens. It makes sense to get them branded up. The only issue with them is there's like a 3-month delay of getting bulk bags in, or getting branded bulk bags anyway, because they're all getting stuck in this Suez Canal commotion that's going on. But yeah, before I waffle on too much, we will end the week there. So as always, I hope you guys had a fantastic week. I hope you've enjoyed Building a Family Business episode 27. I'll see you on the next one.